Welcome to the road to $1 million in crypto live stream, where I'm going to document my journey over the next 300 days to see if it's possible to hit that magic number. Now, if you're new, my name is Ash. I'm an entrepreneur and I believe in financial education because that is the only way you and I are going to build financial independence. So like, subscribe, turn on the little notification, and please join me on this journey. This is day number 4. All right, everybody, we are in the live stream and in the spreadsheet. Let's make it a little bit bigger so you all can see what we're working with. All right, that's a bit too big. Okay, perfect. So over the last 24 hours, we did drop in profitability. And unfortunately, these things happen. But of course, we did still earn some income. Albeit a little bit lower than what we are normally used to earning. And that's totally normal in the crypto market. So if this is your first time, let me kind of explain what you're looking at on screen. Okay, so in this section here, you'll see total earnings, and it's broken up into a few categories. By the way, if you want access to this spreadsheet template, in case you want to track your own crypto investments, you'll find that in the link in the description below. Right, so in the first category here, which is basically row number 2, you see something called mining revenue to date. This is basically everything I've earned in crypto mining so far, and that's specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, respectively. So about $10,200 so far. Of course, that looked a lot better a couple weeks ago before the giant crash, but that's what we're working with right now. So you could say that's about 37,000 dirhams in today's value, right? And the second category here, which is row number 4, is called Fishswap. So it's actually referred to as decentralized finance, specifically proof of stake, where somebody buys a token and then lends it to the platform as liquidity to earn interest. It's a brand new thing. Check it out. It's really awesome and really cool. All right, cool. So that's the second category, right? The third category is my main portfolio, which of course I have to update since that has not been updated in a while. But that's my diversification portfolio. That's where I buy alternative crypto investments other than ETH and BTC. So that's everything else besides, you could say, ETH, BTC, and Fish. All right, and so total earnings so far is around $14,241, which is not amazing considering that I started in December. But you could say that since I broke even recently, we're working with just over $3,000 worth of profit. So our goal is to turn this $3,000 profit into $1 million in the next 300 days. So that's kind of crazy, but I'm going to show you my strategy, my crazy strategy. All right, so in this bottom section here, you'll see the average daily earnings. Now, each of these are adjusted on a daily basis to take the average of the last 5 to 7 days, including the last 24 hours. And that's how I get these numbers here. I'll show that to you in the next tab over. But you could say about $11 on Bitcoin every day. I did switch off some of my ASIC miners because of the giant energy consumption and drop in the Bitcoin price. With ETH, I'm doing around $90 still. regardless of the drop in profitability, which I'll explain in a little bit in case any of you are new to the mining scene. All right, mining kind of took off like crazy in December, and everybody just jumped in, whether they knew about it or not. I have to admit, I was definitely one of those people, but I did get a little bit lucky and picked up a lot of my hardware around or under MSRP, which is awesome. Okay, cool. And then obviously Fish is my third category, and I'm planning on adding a new category very soon. I'm waiting for around the 1st of June to tell you about it after I do some testing, but that's something I'm really quite interested in, and hopefully we can replace this cake here. All right, cool. So let's talk about mining over the last 24 hours. So in the first section, the white section above here, that's the Bitcoin mining. And as you can see, this is sort of like my earnings every single day. So over the last 24 hours, we brought in around $11. And over the last 24 hours in ETH, we only brought in around $54. So profitability has been super bad lately on mining. And right now, if you're looking to get into mining, all you got to do is just search the classifieds sites. If you're in the UAE, for example, check Dubizzle, and you'll see so many miners selling their rigs. And unfortunately, they're all trying to sell it at super high scalper prices. I'm seeing rigs for over 200K, 300K, 400K. It's just absolutely absurd and insane. So personally, I'm not buying any new equipment until the prices normalize. All right. Lots of the bulls are kind of getting tired and they're wanting to get rid of their rigs. Unfortunately, most of those people got in at scalper prices, so they all got scalped, and unfortunately, they just want to get some of their money back. All right, cool. So let's jump over to the Fishswap section, okay? So Fishswap, in case you're unfamiliar, looks like this. And this is the place where you can buy the Fish token, which is a brand new cryptocurrency. And basically, you can either hold it in your wallet, or you can take it and put it in something called a liquidity pool, which you see right here. So this is an example of a liquidity pool. And when you do so, you get to earn some crazy interest, which gets to compound every single day. So as you can see right now, the interest is around 921%. If you know anything about regular finance, that's absolutely absurd and unheard of, right? That's not possible. In regular finance, AKA, let's say you buy a house and you want to rent it out, right? That's called real estate investing. You're most likely going to be seeing something around 8% or less per year. That's kind of crazy for such a large investment. However, let's say, for example, you decide to buy paper assets like stocks, ETFs, maybe even Forex, right? In that case, what you're doing is you're probably buying something that will appreciate over time, but will also compound over time. And so in those cases, you could see something between 10 to maybe 20%, sometimes even up to 30% per annum if you're lucky on the super high investments. But you'll never ever see something like this. So why is this possible? Why does this exist? Is it a scam? You should be asking these questions if you're interested in these kinds of investments. And to answer that question, no, it's not a scam. The reason why this particular pool offers such a high interest rate is because you, as an investor, are saying, hey, here's my money, which I'm willing to use to secure the network and power the transactions. So in other words, you become part of the automated market maker system, which is basically a really fancy way of saying when somebody wants to buy or sell, those orders can get fulfilled instantly because of the automated market maker. There isn't really an order book system anymore, which is really awesome. It's new technology and it's decentralized finance. Okay, cool. So why am I showing you this and why are we here? Well, I am going to show you what it looks like when I compound this. And like I said, we currently have this stake in the pool right now, about 17,300 fish. Unfortunately, over the last 24 hours, both the fish price, the fish price and the APR dropped, which means we're now earning less fish, and we're now earning, and now the value of our fish is lower. So unfortunately, these things happen, but the upside is it's free, basically. It's passive income. So I don't have to really do anything apart from once every day, I'm going to extract it from the pool into my wallet and then reinvest it back into the pool. So that's called compounding. I'm going to take the interest and reinvest it. All right. So in case you're new to the whole compound interest principle, here it is. Compound interest calculator. All right, so why am I showing you this and why is it important? Well, compounding interest is like one of the financial wonders of the world. This is really how you can multiply your money and truly earn passive income. That means income that you actually don't have to go to work for and you don't have to do a job for. It just multiplies itself. And why does it do it? Why does this happen? Well, let me show you. So let's say right now I have about $2,300 in the pool, right? And right now I'm earning, okay, let's say for example, right now our interest rate on the pool is around 2.5% per day, which is weird, but anyways, let's go ahead and check it out, right? So 2.5% daily, all right? So 2.5% per day. Let's say we want to invest for 1 year, all right? So notice I'm not adding anything every month. I'm not adding anything new every month. I'm just leaving the principal investment of $2,300. Right? So that's my starting point. I'm compounding daily. I'm doing it for 1 year. Let's see what that looks like. So over the period of 1 year, if I just do this process every day, where I just extract it into my wallet and reinvest it back into the pool, the math tells me I'll have over $18 million. That's mind-blowing and life-changing money. But actually, how does it work? Well, if you head over to this section right here, let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Alrighty. Okay. So if you head over to this section, what you'll notice is that my original investment, which is $2,300, occurs or incurs interest because I'm lending it. I get to earn interest every single day. Okay, and that at a rate of 2.5%. So what happens if every single day I just take that interest and put it in, take that interest and put it back in? All right, so after month 1, which is after 30 days, my investment is now worth double or a little bit over double, right? And that's the power of compounding. I didn't have to add any more money. I just needed to reinvest the interest that I was earning. Right? So instead of spending it, I'm just making it work for me. I'm growing my investment. So now what I have is $4,800. So at this point, if you're new, okay, fine. Maybe you're tempted to like take some of that money out. Well, if you do, then you're not going to see that exponential growth over time, right? What you really want to do is kind of commit to this process, because that's how it works in the traditional financial industry, right? So if you're investing in like an ETF, an exchange traded fund, something like an S&P 500 fund. What you'll want to do is grow that over a number of years. And the best way to do it is take whatever interest you're earning every day and reinvest it back into your pot or into your original investment. So compounding interest is a formula that will calculate the interest on the total pool of your investment, not just the principal. Okay, and that's something that most people don't get, right? And that's why so many people miss this opportunity. So with traditional investing, most people say start out early when you're in your teens if possible, so that by the time, after 10 years, after 20 years, you could literally have $1 million if you use a traditional asset. However, with DeFi, with crypto investing, we can see that kind of return a lot sooner. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing, and this is a very, very important disclaimer. This is not financial advice, okay? This is very, very risky, okay? The cryptocurrency space is incredibly volatile. It's also something that I usually will caution against unless you've got some money that you're willing to lose, okay? So think of it like in a casino environment, right? I know that's a really bad analogy for investors, but think of it like a casino. If you ever go into a casino, you usually go in with some money that you want to bet on specific games, right? And if you bet well, you win some money. And if you don't, you'll lose that money. But you go in with the mentality of saying, this is my budget, right? And so that's the same thing with crypto investing. If you do decide to put it in, please consider that that money at any time, based on the volatility of the unregulated market, can disappear. All right, I'm not saying somebody will steal it, I'm just saying it can drop in value. And that's something that's really, really important. However, the upside is that because it's such a new kind of technology, like liquidity pools and yield farming, there's such a new kind of technology, what you'll see is absolutely extraordinary in terms of returns. And so the purpose of what I'm doing with this live stream for 300 days, that's like almost 1 year, is to show you if it's possible. So I'm taking the risk, so you don't have to. But if you want to, hopefully this channel will teach you something. So make sure you like and subscribe, please. That would definitely help us out and help tell YouTube and all the other platforms that other people should also get access to this video. All right, so you'll notice that we could potentially hit $1 million in month 9 if we just compound it every single day. Every single day, what we're doing is whatever interest we're earning, we just want to take that and put it back into the pool. Take that and put it back into the pool. And this requires incredible discipline. You're probably going to be tempted around 40,000. You're probably going to be tempted around 90,000, right? Because you may not have ever earned that in a single year, right? And if you're not tempted, if you don't give in to the temptation, you just say, okay, I believe in the long-term vision and I believe in the long-term growth, you could potentially see something incredibly, incredibly life-changing. So yeah, I mean, that's something I really want to just make you guys aware of. Compound interest is your friend, especially in decentralized finance. All right, cool. By the way, if you want to check out this calculator, it's available on Google. Just go ahead and type in compound interest calculator and you can find it. I think it's link number 2. All right, cool. So let's actually compound our investment. Let me show you what it looks like, right? So what we'll do is we'll first start in the farm section. So this is the farm and I'm going to click on the harvest button. By the way, if you're completely new to this and you have no ideas, if you have no idea how this whole process works, I have videos that show you how to do this step by step on my channel. Okay, so make sure you go onto the channel. Definitely subscribe and like first, but please go into the channel and you can see step-by-step tutorial style videos. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click harvest, connect it to my Binance Smart Chain wallet, And then once that processes on the chain, it'll withdraw those funds into my wallet. Hopefully that will take place now. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So now it's gone to 0, and then the fish tokens are right there in my wallet, which is awesome. I'm going to do the same thing in the pool section. Okay, here is the same process. I'm going to click on harvest here. I'm going to accept the contract, which is around, you could say around 26 cents, maybe around 30 cents. Every time you do any transaction or interact with any kind of smart contract on the Binance Smart Chain, you're paying something called a gas fee. Okay, so make sure you've got some BNB in your wallet if you do plan on using this platform and this service. All right, that's taking a little while. Let's actually see here if the contract was accepted. All right, interesting. Okay, so it says pending contract, which probably means that the chain is a little bit busy right now. All right, cool. So, okay, for some reason it says I've got 0 fish, but it's there. It's there. Okay, so right now what I can do is I can basically click on this button right here, and I can choose max. And there's my 491 fish that I earned over the last 24 hours. So the process of compounding is just taking whatever you've extracted from the farms and the pools and reinvesting it back into the pool. So I'm going to choose max. I'm going to choose confirm. And then I'm going to hit this confirm button, pay the gas fee. Make sure you've got BNB. Very important. By the way, guys, if you are new and you've never met me before, feel free to follow me on other socials like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'll have that linked in the description below. All right, so there I have added my liquidity. So it's now gone to 17,850 fish tokens, which sounds like a lot. Hopefully, by the way, this will actually... All right, so that's interesting. It says I still have more fish in there. No, I don't. Okay, it's a visual glitch. Let's zoom out here. Yep, that's cool. And let's zoom out. Perfect. Okay, so I've already earned 3 cents while I was doing that. That's really cool. All right, cool. So here is something else that I want to show you. All right, where is it here? Okay, let me just make this a little bit bigger so you can see this. Okay, where is it? Okay, should be somewhere here. Okay, well, right now I can't really find it, but there's an announcement that the fish developers have made. Now, of course, this is not, I'm not endorsing them, I'm not promoting them or anything. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, right? So over the next few days, we're going to hear an announcement of the fish token being listed on a few centralized exchanges. So what does that actually mean, and why is it awesome? Okay, so notice right now the fish price is 12 cents, which I am hurting, by the way, because my average buy-in price, if you look here, I mean, obviously, yeah, I'm earning money every day and whatever, but you can see my average buy-in price was 25 cents, which means that technically I am making a loss. However, I'm in it for the long haul. I know it looks bad right now, but we're holding on. We're holding on. Okay, so let's actually just look at this this chart, right? Okay, so you'll notice that there's lots of volatility here, lots of people buying and then other people dumping really hard. Lots of buying, other people dumping really hard, okay? So that's the reason for the volatility and low price. When people sell, the moment it gets to high points like this, people are like, oh yeah, I just want to sell, I just want to sell, okay? People don't have long-term vision. What you need to have is long-term vision, right? You can make a few $100 trading, you can even make a few $1,000 day trading, but you have to be glued to the screen, right? You have to like watch the market every single minute. But as a long-term investor, all right, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you're going to see life-changing money, right? And you're not going to have to actually be glued to the screen. That's the most important thing, right? But anyways, you'll notice that the price is 12 cents right now. The announcement for Fish, okay, is that in the next few days, MXC, right? So MXC, this is a crypto exchange, and Fish developers and Fish CEO, I think, announced that they're going to launch the Fish token on these platforms at $1. All right. So right now it's 12 cents. They're going to launch it at $1, which means a potential arbitrage opportunity, right? So what does that mean? That means if it does happen, I could potentially extract like maybe my original principal, right? Maybe my original principal is like $2,500 that I put in here. I could just withdraw that amount and I could sell it at $1. And I would have broken even on my investment, which means that everything else in the pool is free. It's just completely free. I didn't have to leverage my original principal. And that's the power of decentralized finance. You can do that, right? And you don't need permission either, right? If you want to be smart, that's a potential way to play this game, right? If you potentially bought it right now at 12 cents, but you know that in like the next few days, maybe the next 10 days, it's gonna list on like a big exchange, you could potentially just use this time to like mint your tokens and then just sell it when it hits $1 on those platforms and get your original money back. And then the rest of it's just completely free passive income working for you. All right. So that's something I really want to tell you about. I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm going to diversify this portfolio a little bit here. So instead of cake, I'm going to add a new asset here very, very soon. I'm just waiting to test it out. I've been talking with with some of the development team to see if it's obviously how it works and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna do some testing, but I'm gonna announce it very soon. I don't want to announce it now because obviously you can't really use it right now. But there's potentially another really cool high income asset class, very similar to Fish, that we'll be adding soon. Okay. Cool, let's jump over to the comment section and see if we have anyone in the chat. Oh, we have lots of people actually. All right, so I've got J3GQ, which I believe is probably one of my students. What's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate it. Okay, Paraskos. I hope I'm saying that right. Paraskos says over on Twitch. He says, what happens if the percentage drops to negative at some month 6, for example? Super valuable, super important question. Okay, so if I understand you correctly, you're saying that, okay, let's say I leave this in for like 1 year and I compound every day. If it drops to like negative, so this pool here, you're saying if this goes to minus or to 0, right? So if that's what you're saying, I would think that this is no longer a valuable option. So I would just take out my money. I can easily just, like, if I just press this minus sign here, I can take out all that Fish. It'll go straight to my wallet here, okay? And then I can just go over to the trade section and sell it, or I can send it to one of these exchanges and potentially arbitrage it for a lot higher, right? Hopefully that actually happens, and we do see a $1 token price. That could be amazing, right? We could jump from like $3,000 all the way to like $18,000. You know, that could be cool. That could be cool. All right, let's see. The next person says, hello, Mr. Sash. Hey, I appreciate it, Odir. That I believe is Khalid. Khalid, is that you? I think it's Khalid. I remember that name. Okay, Parascott says, if you don't tempting to get 100K, you're crazy. I'm definitely tempted, man. Definitely, of course. But like I said originally, don't invest something that that you're not willing to lose, right? Put something in and then use it as like a long-term investment, right? Would you rather get 100K right now or 10 million in like a few years? Right? Which one's better, right? So of course that's something every one of you needs to decide for yourself. However, I absolutely think it's a very wise idea to get this to a point where you're taking money out every month, right? So for example, actually to your point, really cool point by the way, let's say right now I am making, all right, this is something really cool that I want you to understand. All right, let's say right now on this particular stake, I'm making, say, $65, right? Say $65 per day. What do I need to get to so that I'm making $1,000 per day, right? What do I need to get to? So let's say, for example, right? Let's say, for example, I have about 20,000 fish, about 20,000 fish at 2.5% times 2.5%. That's about 500 fish per day per $1,000. So if I've got, so that's about $3,000. So times 3, so it's about 1,500 fish times 0.12. All right, so fine, I kind of overshot a little bit, but let's assume that once I get to about 20,000 fish, I should be over $100, right? Hypothetically, right? Let's say $100 instead of 180, right? So check out this math, right? If I have $100 per day at 20,000 fish, all I need to do is just 10x the number of fish that I have invested, right? So that means if I want $1,000 a day, all I've got to do is just 10x the amount of fish, right? So I'm gonna have to make sure I have about 200,000 fish in there. So over time, this can happen if you just compound every day. The moment I have 200,000 fish there, I could easily just say every day I'm taking $1,000 off the table, every day. And so every month you're potentially earning $20,000 to $30,000. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be like mind-blowing, right? So that's a way to potentially use a vehicle like this, especially if you don't have your original principal in there. So like I said, you could easily just arbitrage your principal. So for example, I have $2,500 in here. The moment fish is listed for $1 on an exchange, I could take out 2,500 fish, sell it, get my $2,500 back, stick with, right now I've got 17,000, so I'll probably be left with 15,000 fish. Still pretty good, right? I'm just working off of the interest. So super important. All right, Mr. Chris, yay, Chris is here. Chris is my longtime friend. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for hanging out today. MCZ's here too. Yo. Man, the OG squad is here. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for making time. We got people from all over the world here, you guys. MCZ was my high school friend. I'm really excited to introduce you all to him whenever he gets over his nervousness of being on live stream with me. And he says, could you demonstrate the process of how you exchange USDT to fish from a Binance exchange to a Binance Smart Chain wallet? Okay, so I could try and do this, but it's a bit of a long process, but I can try. Okay, I can try. So let's assume you have a Binance account. Okay, and in your Binance account, you've got, okay, I'll need to like log in here. So just give me a second, please. Let me do this off screen because I got to do all these like weird two-factor authentications. Alrighty, just give me a second. and verification code. Super important, by the way. If you're ever doing something like this, always use two-factor authentication. Always. Please do it. All right, so it says here Google Authenticator, which is free, by the way. So make sure you check that out in the App Store. Available on Android and iOS, but apparently it's difficult to get on I don't know how you say it. Huawei, I don't know, like the Chinese manufacturer. All right, we're in our Binance account. So let me show you my screen. Okay, so this is Binance, which is a centralized exchange, the biggest one in the world, by the way. And you can buy and sell crypto on here, right? So what I'm doing is I think MCZ is asking, could you demonstrate the process of how to exchange USD to Fish from a Binance exchange to Binance Smart Chain wallet? Okay, so I imagine what you're asking is the USDT is already on Binance, which, by the way, I have nothing on here. I'll show you. But anyways, so the USDT would be here. And what you're saying is you want to take it to your Binance Smart Chain wallet. I think that's what you're saying. If you can confirm in the chat, that would be great. But let's say that is what Mr. MCZ is saying. So what I would do is I would click on this button here, which says USDT on my Binance Smart Chain wallet. I would choose Receive, and I would choose Wallet Direct. Now, of course, you need to make sure you set this up prior, but I would choose Wallet Direct, and then it'll show me whatever currency I hold in my spot wallet on the Binance exchange. So what I'll do is I'll just choose whatever I have, assume it's USDT, and then it'll show up here the moment I confirm that transaction, right? So it'll show my USDT is then transferred from Binance to my Smart Chain wallet. Well, what happens if I want to do the opposite, right? If I have USDT here and I want to send it to Binance, right? So what can I do there? So in order to do that, let's assume right now I've got BUSD. So in order to send BUSD, I need to actually first choose the deposit button, okay? And then I'm going to choose deposit crypto. I'm going to choose BUSD, All right, make sure it is set on BEP20 BSC, okay? We are on the Binance Smart Chain. Copy this address, and then under the Send tab, okay, you're gonna choose your BUSD, choose Send, put in the address, type the amount that you want, so maybe you want max, and then choose Send. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that because I want my funds in there. But then after a few minutes, you'll see your BUSD show up here, and then you can still continue trading on Binance. So that's a way for you to interact on the centralized exchange and on the decentralized exchange. Okay, cool. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see if we have any other comments. Mr. MCZ says correct. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I appreciate that. By the way, guys, for those of you who are new and you don't know anything about me, but you're interested in building financial independence, you want to create your own business online, I'm gonna tell you about a really, really cool project that we're doing where you can learn how to build your own online course business totally for free by attending our free workshop, which will be linked in the description below. We'll teach you how to go from zero to sales in less than 60 days. Again, totally for free. Check it out in the description below. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out today and joining me on this crazy, crazy journey. I could completely make a fool of myself, or I could succeed. It's sort of like the Wild West. Anything can happen. The main takeaway is that if you decide to engage in any of these projects, please do your own research. Never ever take advice or make financial decisions based on what an influencer says. Always do your own research and always tread with caution, okay? I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.